What does healing mean to me? I mean, healing is a very complex and personal process for each individual. And I have found over these last kind of 5 to 4 years, I've gone through a journey of deep healing and have discovered more and more that healing to me is knowing all the parts of myself, knowing the parts I have buried, the parts I'm ashamed of and I'm afraid of, the parts I love, the parts I willingly hold up to the world and say, hey, look at this. All of those parts, because they are all part of my whole and me having a wholeness. And once I know those parts, it goes deeper into accepting, allowing, and expressing those parts of me. Knowing is the first step. It's, as they would say, half the battle. But it isn't enough, because if you've buried it once and you dig it up, what is to stop you from burying it again? Or re-going through a process of shame, re-wounding yourself in those ways. And it's when you learn through whatever practice calls to you, there are infinite paths to this place where you find yourself able and willing to come and say, I see you, I accept you, and I bring the love that is full and deep, that divine love that we always point to and try to find words for, but that we can't really. It's just so whole and so complete. But it's in each and every one of us, I believe. And when you bring that love to those pieces of you, to the pieces of you you already love and accept, and just give them more approval to shine and be bright and be bold and be who you are, and to all the parts that you've turned away from, all the parts that perhaps the world, the society, the family told you didn't fit. They didn't work, or they were only to be done in certain places, only when it was appropriate. All of those things cause us to bury and turn away from and fracture ourselves into pieces. And healing for me is a journey of collecting all of those pieces and bringing them back together so that they can all dance together and that they can all start being made whole. And then the parts that you were ashamed of, you find, it's two sides. If you're ashamed of it, but learn to kind of figure out why and accept it. A great example is, I don't want to have a career. And I found that out last year. I'd gotten laid off and I was like, oh, yay, this again, woohoo. And so the shame of losing income and needing to rely on others to help me. And then I'm looking for work and I feel terrible. And I'm a very instinctual and emotional person. So I've learned that when I feel bad about something, there's a reason. There's something to look at. And so I looked at it, and what I found was I don't want this thing. This thing that is almost a religion in our society today. It used to be if you said, I don't believe in God, people would be like, what? Excuse me? And now if you say, I don't want to work for my money in the ways that are set up already, you get that same thing. And you're taught to feel lazy and all of the other words. And so that shame came up. And at first, major resistance. I didn't want to look at it. I just cried a lot about it. And then eventually I started looking at it and started feeling through it and started finding my way to be non-resistant to that, to find my power in it, to find how that shame was born out of my own wounded masculine energy. I'm also one of those people that believe masculine and feminine exist in everybody. And when they are both healed and work together, it's beautiful, it's strong, but there's often wounding on some side. And for me, it's my masculine. It's that ability to create safe containers for me to say, to state boldly what it is I want from this life and from this world. to take that fire and that passion and that creation that my feminine generates just with wild abandon and create that safe container and create that safe focus. Not a focus out of have to, shoulds, checking boxes, but that direction of what do we truly want, and let's go there. And let's find our way there. So healing to me is finding those pieces, looking at them, finding their lessons. And it all starts with just identifying it and feeling, am I pushing this away? Is there something here I don't want to look at? And that usually means you sit with it for a bit and start looking at it gently. Or you find the community. Again, infinite paths that work for an infinite variety of people to find their pieces and learn to love them in their wholeness. And that leads to that healing. And I think this applies to physical healing as well. A lot of what misaligns us from physical healing can be emotional, can be the ways, I've suffered from dopamine addiction, from love addiction, from food addiction, you could say, or finding that dopamine through food. And that all is born from things I didn't want to look at, from pieces of me I had buried, ignored in order to try and fit a life that wasn't working for me. And now I'm getting to heal those and feeling empowered through it. And there are some things, some versions of physical ailments that you can't just sort of magically snap away. That will be with you. But even in those, there's that lesson and there's that ability. If you bring your wholeness to it, you'll never feel broken or wrong or less than for whoever you're bringing to this world, whatever form that's taking. You can be whole and you can be healed. And I think that is what healing means to me. And it's a combination of you reach heights in it, but it's a daily practice. It's daily bringing your awareness to yourself and daily bringing your love to yourself. And over time, that may seem like draining, like, oh my gosh, I have to do this every day. You've got to be kidding. I have to heal myself every day. But over time, it isn't healing so much as it is just existing as healed. And it is those, habits you build up over time that become second nature, just become part of your nature. The ways in which you support yourself, the ways in which you go, oh, I'm going subconscious right now, and I'm reaching for that food. Why? It's the ability to bring that why to your life. And it's incredible and emotional, and it's painful. Healing is often quite painful because there's so much we bury and change and morph, trying to squeeze ourselves into boxes that don't fit because we were never meant to be a box in the first place. But it is encouraging to know, at least from my perspective, that whatever we're meant to heal in this life, we were given all the tools we needed to do it, and that we're supported in it, and that in healing, the more you go into that pain, the more pleasure and joy you can experience. It's kind of like this beautiful fulcrum where if you keep yourself numbed to one, you're going to limit your expression of another. So that is my encouragement to all out there in your healing journey. Go as deep as you can and know that in that pain, it opens you up to more of what you want in life, which is that vitality, that joy, that love, that full expression. Full expression includes the things that are hard, but it does ease, and you will feel that the further you go into your own healing.